Hello people and welcome to the first episode of The Truth About. The series where we have a look at things we do, stuff we use and places we go. And I give my personal opinions on them. In today's episode we're going to be looking at school. Now there's a lot to say about this and I can't wait to get going. So I hope you enjoy, like and subscribe and let's go. Right, for my first point I'm going to talk about uniform. Now I get in some countries you might actually not have uniform and you might be allowed to wear whatever you like. But in England we wear uniform and it's most annoying. Shirts just seem to come untucked. We have to wear ties as well, but we've got to the point that we actually have to have clip-on ties instead of like real ties. All the people do is just take them off and steal them and hide them, and then you have no tie and then you get in trouble because you don't have a tie on when it's not even your fault. Uniform can actually be quite useful though, because we have blazers, and in our old blazers when I was in year 7 we used to have a big long zip down the side that went into the lining. And what we used to do, so say we want to get some food out of dinner hall, because I'll come on to that later, but yeah, we'd put it in our blazer, do the zip up, maybe do it, I don't know, and we'd just walk out. Your blazer can also act as just a big pencil case. I don't have a pencil case, I just use my blazer, I put all my pens and my pencils, my phone, my money, everything. Probably shouldn't say that, people are going to rob me now. Please don't rob me. My second point of the episode is going to be about tutor, or maybe form if you're from a different part of the world, or the country, or whatever. If you say form time, maybe, but we call it tutor time. We actually call it vertical tutor, because we have year 11, year 10, year 9, year 8, 7, all in the same year, all in the same tutor. It must be one of the most pointless lessons, if you can call it a lesson, of the day, because you don't do anything, you just sit there. In our tutor we do talk sometimes, but most of the time we just sit there in silence. But recently they've decided that instead of having one tutor before lunch, we're going to have 2 tutors in a day. We're going to have one before school, which is what most schools have, and then we're going to have another one before lunch. You might think that's good because we're getting time off lessons where we don't do anything, but we're not. We're getting time off lunch, so we have a shorter lunch and more tutors. Right, now on to my third point, science. Now, there's a couple of points about science I'd like to bring up within this point. So, the first one is no drinking in the science labs. Now, I think this is the most useless rule. It doesn't even make sense. They tell you that you're not allowed to drink. I'm not sure if this is the same for everyone, by the way. This is just my personal experience of science, but we're not allowed to drink. You may ask why, okay? I've asked the teachers, they've said because if we use dangerous chemicals in the lesson before, then you could drink it, but I don't see how it's going to get from being on the desk to getting in my bottle, or when it's been in my bag all this time. I don't think it's a very good rule. Next point about science is wearing goggles for everything, and to show this I'm just going to do a short little sketch which you're all going to enjoy, so. Right then everybody, be careful, I've got some boiling water. Everyone now put your goggles on. No. Put your goggles back on! When I make a cup of tea, I don't need to go and get my goggles out and put them on because I'm going to get boiling water in my eyes. Right then, so now we're on to my fourth point of the episode, and we're going to talk about lunch for this one. So, lunch at school. Generally, I'm quite impressed because I went to primary school and I never had dinners because they were just disgusting. But then, I came to secondary school and they do all these wonderful dinners and I was amazed and I loved it. It does cost you quite a bit if you have dinners every day for 5 years. What is it? 7, 8, 9, 10. You could go up to 7 years in secondary school. That's quite a lot of money. But here are some of the rules that I find a bit silly about lunchtime at our school. We're not allowed to take food outside the dinner hall. So the dinner hall gets very cramped because there's a lot of kids, over 1,000 kids, all in one place, trying to buy their food and they're all hungry. So we're getting our food and then we're just to be a bit more lonely. No, I don't know what you call it. We get out of the dinner hall, but we're not allowed, so we have to stay in the dinner hall. And quite often there's no tables, so we just people standing around, or we have to go and sit on tables, all cramped or really even more cramped. I do get that you could like spill food like in the rest of the school, which is why they don't want you to do it. But overall, I think they should just make you go outside. Another point is about drinks. Okay, so we drink at lunch, right? And we're not allowed to put drink bottles in our pockets. So our pockets are like perfect for putting drink bottles in, and we're not allowed. And I still don't know why. I don't have much to say about this. It's just a silly rule where, I don't know, we're just not allowed to put water bottles in our pockets. Right, now on to the fifth and final point of this episode of The Truth About. And we're going to talk about PE. So, personally, I like PE. I think it's good, you know, it's like a break from all your academic subjects like maths and English and science. And you just get to run around for a bit. But at this time of the year, when it's cold, it can be horrible, and my hands just get really cold for no reason. But the worst bit is like in between like subjects. So you'll be doing rugby one week, and then you're doing badminton, and then you're doing basketball and football, and you don't know like when the split is. Our school's not very good at telling us when we're like changing. So after the holidays, we could come back and be doing something else, but we don't know what it is. So it could be badminton, but it could also be football, so we might need our football boots, but you can't wear our football boots for badminton. For this, I have a little sketch, just a short one that I've made, and I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, I think the schools need to be a little bit better at telling you what you're doing, so that you know what to pack ready. So that's the end of the first episode of The Truth About. Hello. Subscribe and turn on post notifications. Subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next episode of The Truth About. And if you found any of the points I've made in this video relatable, make sure you go down and comment what they were, and I'll maybe have a little read of them and comment back. So I hope to see you in another video, people. I hope you have enjoyed. Goodbye.